It's official.
Yeah, we're getting better.
We got clipboards over here.
We do. We got clipboard. We got calendars. It's a slow progress, man, and it adds up over time. You look back, you're like, oh, even the sound paneling layout versus the moving cloth, sound dampening blankets over the windows. That's why we got a building without windows in the recording room.
Don't knock a sound blanket.
No, I'm not knocking it.
AKA the moving blanket.
It did what it had to do until the job was done.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at it. But we're in. It's your line, actually.
Yeah, it's okay.
I appreciate it. Yeah. And for those who are joining us and listen to the banter, thank you very much and welcome to This Week in Barbecue, the barbecue-focused podcast that brings you hot takes and hotter recipes. I'm your host, trimmed and ready to go, Rashid Phillips. And joining me is also, you got a little taper down in there. I think we all cleaned up after this weekend.
I trimmed up the beard a little bit.
There
I was like, man, I'm looking a little homeless.
Very aerodynamic looking right now, Mr.
Lee Garman.
And we're here to drop some news on you. And hello from Stone Mountain all the way to Germany. First and foremost, start off this episode, it is only right, considering the mention during the last episode, R.I.P. to James Earl Jones. I feel like it should be Sir. He was knighted, but...
Yeah, whatever's like a few steps past is what
like
he needs.
Sir James Earl Jones. Yeah.
Mufasa, Darth Vader.
It hurt. I was like...
Sandlot.
Fences.
Oh my gosh. All of them.
Yeah, like it's Field of Dreams.
Yep.
The man's voice, he spent 93 years. Lord help me if I'm, around for 93 years. Yeah. That is a lot to see in that span.
Yeah.
So,
Sir, yeah, especially his 93 years of, man.
Yeah, his 93 years, it's a real 90. His 93 years is like really 120. That's, saw some things in that 93.
Yeah.
Hello, Sophia. Hello, Andre. No, it is, it sucks, but it's also a remembrance that our greats are always great. They're just not here as long as we want them to be. So enjoy those in your life. Tell them you love them. Call them up. I called up Pops and reminded him how much of a pain he is to me at times.
I'm sure he had nothing to say.
No, Pops, never.
He's a pretty quiet person.
Very silent. Got to pull it out of him. But no, just had to start the episode off with a farewell to James Earl Jones, and I'd love to hear what character comes to mind. Is it Vader? Is it from Sandlot? Is it Field of Dreams? Is it from the Fences plays from Broadway? Is it like Mufasa? What is your memory, if you will? And he did so much too. So one of those voices. Yeah. One of those voices. We've lost the voice. Mm-hmm. Literally the voice. But on to what this pod is about. There's some barbecue news. There's some stuff going on in the world. Good, bad, and different, all the which way around, some questionable stuff. But I wanted to kick this one off with you, right? We've been talking about getting a Rosie and where's our flying cars and our Jetsons world and all this and that, but the big corps are creeping in and they're making it happen. But I believe they're making it happen just to save a buck, spend a lot, save even more down the line. And I'm mentioning this because we did one before where X company was looking where Swift was using robots to break down pork.
Yep.
And we've talked about pizza companies using it to expedite.
Yep.
And we talked about overseas virtual hosts in New York restaurants. You walk in, you're talking to an iPad of someone that's back home just cooling it, right, for a quarter of the pay. Now, this one is really going to hit because there's a name attached to it that everyone knows. What do you think about robots making your burritos and bowls at Chipotle?
What?
Yeah.
It literally took me a second to
Appreciate you too. Yeah. Yeah, so Chipotle has announced that they are going to be using robot burrito and bowl making machines. Now, here's how they spin it for the media thing, right? It's like, no, we heard you. Audience, we heard you. that you want the same consistent level for your bowls, for your burritos. You know, Samantha may make Monday and you come in Monday because she got that heavy pouring the meat. Then Tim comes in Tuesday and you're getting half that portion. So we decided we're going to use robots to make your burritos and your bowls. I call bullshit.
It's just consistency so that they can watch their margins down to pennies.
Exactly. But my real question on top of that is this going to cost more on the guac now? Like, the guac was already extra. Like, is it even twice as much now because I got to pay for your robot?
Every now and then they wouldn't mark the top. So now you're paying for guac every time, no matter what.
No matter what. But that's the thing, right? Like, do I want to roll those dice? It's a 50-50 before. Now it's a guaranteed. It might be a balance. You might get exactly 7.4 ounces every single time, but what is it really worth? What's it really costing you? Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to see these corporations enact and do more robotics. And I think people forget, like, I go against it, right? Like, sure. I still like Publix, which broke my heart when I saw it, honestly. I'll still go through and talk to someone at the register and where they have self-checkout. If you catch me in the Wally World, which is rare, I'm blasting through that self-checkout. I'm in and I'm out.
Quickly as possible.
Like, whoo. But if I'm at a Publix or somewhere like that and they have it, which they do now, I'm going to the register because every time somebody uses that self-checkout, that's another tick in the, we don't need that employee. We just don't need
people anymore.
Yeah. Like, I don't like the whole Amazon store where you get to walk in, take your stuff, and leave, and you don't have to talk to anyone.
Dude, all the RFID stuff where it just knows what you took. It's like,
what happened to just talking to people? Hey, excuse me, sir, where can I find your cilantro? Oh, no worries. Let me guide you over to it. They're just really trying to remove that. And here's the weird thing, right? Here's a dichotomy of it all. And I know they're like, what podcast did we tune into? Dichotomy? Where's he picking these words up? The thesaurus, grab you one. No, but seriously, right? Here's the here's the wild thing. Social media has made us less social in person, and online you're just double tap and connect with everybody. Then when you're in real life, the place where you're actually supposed to be interacting with people, they're like, nah, we're not going to put a person here. Just swipe this, scan that, boop, code, you're gone. It's a slippery slope out there, my friend. It's getting a little wild out there.
Yeah, I'm honestly just waiting for the day when grocery stores there's like two people running the whole thing.
Yeah. And you've got some that are like that, like Aldi's. Mm-hmm. Let Aldi's start getting some of this tech in there. Mm-hmm. They already just leave the boxes.
Yep.
There's no manager. Everyone's the same role. They just rotate. Like, we're not far removed. I say 3 to 5 or 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Everything just looks completely different than it did before.
But then I also think on the flip side of that, there's at some point going to be a grocery store, whether it's one of the existing brands or not, who says, no, we have people.
Yeah.
Come shop with people.
And they're going to be the one that stands out, right? Like, there was this whole report on
it's probably Whole Foods. They're probably just going to like twist it as being like the premium.
Yeah. We care about people. That's why we employ them.
Oh, and you know what? We had to double our prices again because we're employing people,
because we're employing
you're
actual
still making
people,
more money.
You know?
Whatever.
It's one of those. And remind me to tell about my barbecue conspiracy and not even conspiracy, but my legit warning to those of you who are signing contracts to be on these television shows. Stay through to the end. Do I have a warning for you? Do I have a warning?
Been talking to the Illuminati.
Hey, man, trust me. If there is an Illuminati, they don't want my black ass in there. They definitely don't.
I think that's my favorite thing that comes up every Super Bowl halftime show the next day. All the like Illuminati breakdowns and like how the Super Bowl thing goes.
They were doing this. Like, what? He's wiping his eye like this. Yeah. Like, I think he just had sweat.
Did you see that one aerial shot when the dancers were placed like this in this particular? like, holy crap.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, people are like, what's the? They're in the Instagrams. Thank you guys for tuning in. What's the secret? Well, I'll tell you at the end of the episode. So tune in or just fast forward either which way. It counts as a play. Appreciate it. I want to talk about something that we've discussed a little bit. What are your thoughts on going half on a cow?
Yeah,
especially after last week's episode where we discussed companies are adding dyes and color. I can't say dye because we don't want to get sued, but color to food to make it look better, and it's actually being put on the labels. But I've always wanted the cost breakdown in regard to getting a cow, and I looked into it, generally looked into it. Top end, it's about $35 all in.
Okay.
$3,500 all in.
Is that with it broken down?
That's with it broken down. Okay. So, and it's $35 all in, which is sort of the top end, better pricing because they do it what's called hooves weight, not hanging weight. Hanging weight, all the stuff you're not going to eat is taken out.
Yep.
Hoof weight is, hey, 4 of the hoofs down, we're standing. You got to pay for it all, type of thing. But I looked into it, and it's actually not bad. And then when you go and you say, all right, well, it's 35, you're going to end up with about 6 to 650 total weight of usable food. I'm like, man, it's actually pretty affordable when you break down the cuts and how much you're getting. So I think I would love to go half on a cow. And if you can't go half on a cow, go to goodranchers.com and utilize code gentleman. Not a sponsor. I don't get a kickback. There's a lot of body to kick back, but it helps you guys, and that's legit. Like I had someone else like, oh, you get payments off these deals. No, my contract's literally structured the other way. Yeah. I don't want any of that stuff. I'm like, no, just give them the savings.
Give them, yeah,
legit. But especially when I was, I think we talked about last episode before. I was like, no, this is stuff that my grandma eats, like the only stuff she can eat. So if this helps somebody, let's do that because I got to go look at her.
Yeah.
Every day. I don't care about those people. So be mindful what's in your body. Just saying.
So just quick math there is about $4.50 a pound.
That's dirt cheap.
And you gotta imagine like what cuts you're getting
for $4.50 a pound.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Versus just like, oh yeah, no, I picked up a pound of ground beef.
Yeah, like ground beef, steak, tomahawks, cheeks, all of it. Like Thor's hammer, if you want to get down that way. Oxtail, there's stuff.
Yeah,
there's stuff. So be mindful. Like explore your options here when it comes to food and where you're sourcing it. Because I don't know, times ahead are looking rough and rocky. And I hope you got a deep freeze full of something, because might not be able to snag what you're used to getting so easily anymore.
Yeah, at least go on ahead and get the deep freezer. Just be ready to put stuff in it.
I think everyone needs one deep freezer.
Yeah.
You have to.
For sure. Just
to have stuff in there. Yeah. Sales on stuff, stock up.
Yeah.
Go. But that's a whole talk. What do you want, Head McMahon?
You just checking?
You done with your concert?
Well, I didn't realize
Oh.
Yeah. Now they can hear you.
He didn't realize the door was closed.
I mean, the door is for a reason. Do we have to put the...
You know what? We got to get an on-air sign now.
Yeah, we should.
Or record, whatever.
Because so many people...
Come here. Yeah, come on.
Come on, so you're already interrupted.
I was just out there working. I didn't realize.
Man, when I left you over there in a Bruno Mars concert, just bopping away.
It was the weekend. They're different people.
Whatever. What do you want, Corey?
Light-skinned alliance.
The light-skinned alliance? Wow. As a dark-skinned brother, I can't say I understand. I'm not invited to those rallies.
We tried to invite you. You know.
It's just this
invitation got lost in the mail.
The light-skinned alliance. Speaking of light-skinned, Anthony Anderson was over in JSU. So shout out to Ant and Cedric, my fellow dark brother. AC Barbecue, you guys should know they have a amazing brand. The A stands for Anthony, C stands for Cedric. Hopefully you all put that together. AC Barbecue showed up and showed out at Jackson State University this weekend.
Nice.
It's a good give back, and they're like, well, what are they doing there? Well, AC Barbecue is a option for the staff, the athletic department, the students, and anyone who attends Jackson State University. That you can go there, get a bite, try their sauces, the rubs, it's all there. So they were out showing love, showing support, because JSU was the first college that they rolled out to ahead of being able to really grab and try their product. So it's good to see stuff like that. It's good to see celebrities and those do their part, give back, inspire others, get down. I think you even that you could even see and sat on the line, doing what they can do while they could still do it. I don't know how many, coatings of Ben Gay it took after, but in that moment, they was getting it. They was getting it. So shout out to those guys. I love to see it. It's a good time.
And how, when does everything else start happening for them? Because, obviously that's the first. Or do they even know yet?
I think they're going to be doing more rollouts, but they've been teasing at the AC Barbecue restaurant opening, I believe, this fall in Central City Mall. So definitely make sure it's over there by the Topanga Social and everything, or just across, not far from Topanga Social. Mm-hmm. It's going to be worth checking out. It's a real good area, amazing mall. I was last time I was over there, I had the freaking U.S. Open across the street. Half the Warriors were just strolling through. I was just like,
what?
Everybody's just Steph?
Yeah.
Legit. Okay.
It's always funny when you end up in a hotel with professional athletes.
Yeah.
But you don't quite know. You're
Draymond.
There's so many people here who look like they belong to the same thing.
Yeah. I got to meet Draymond Green that day. I was
nice.
He's like, you tall. I was like, you tall too.
Yeah.
It's like, what's up?
Yeah, what you mean by that?
I know, right?
And?
He shot a joke towards, and he's like, who's this, your security? He's like, no, he can take you though. And I was like, what's up? I don't care who you are. Let's ride. But my funny little interjection here about celebrity. So I'm staying it's last year. It's Virginia. I'm doing my depot tour. I think they're called Commanders now. The Washington, they used to be the Redskins.
The team.
Yeah, but they're Commanders, right?
Yes, that.
I think, yeah.
I'm gonna go. You keep going.
Stay with me, guys. Yeah. So I'm in the same hotel as
Washington Commanders.
The Commanders.
Yes,
and just so happens that the manager and the bartender, we know some of the same folks. So it's like, yeah, man, pull up a seat, eat. I'm just here grubbing. I see they got the curtain, but I'm behind the curtain. They have it split so that the guys can get their breakfast and stuff and then head out. I'm just up at the bar. You know what I look like. That's just, I'm eating, I'm grabbing my bite. The team comes in, recognize some cats who I've spoke to online, dap up. Everyone's heading out. I'm right behind them. Mm-hmm. And there's these two guys with helmets. And they're catching guys signing stuff, or asking guys to sign stuff on their way out. I got my AirPods in. Guy comes over, stops, and is like, oh, man, you're my favorite player. It's like, one, I'm definitely not your favorite player.
There's no way.
Can't be, because
You trying to sell this on eBay? Because now I know.
Basically. But I don't blame him, because in that lineup of that group of people walking out, I fit in. Yeah. I don't stand out. Man, I hit him with the old John Hancock and went on my day.
What was your number? What'd you put down as
33.
your number? Yeah, okay.
My whole high school number.
Yeah.
But, hey, it is what it's going to be. It's what it's going to be. Sometimes you just got to, it's not for you, it's for them. Tell a story, make their day. What am I supposed to do? Yeah. Wasn't going to embarrass them right there on the spot. But speaking about just tell a story, make their day, I want to give a absolute heartfelt congratulations to brother Matt Horn after such a tumultuous year. Yeah, again, the source, ladies and gentlemen. After such a tumultuous year, everything that he's gone through, the van being vandalized, the restaurant being vandalized, then being burnt down, just constant blow after blow. Matt Horn has welcomed a new son to the family this past few days. So congratulations, brother.
Huge congratulations.
Wishing you and the family well. Hope the missus is recovering and healing and resting properly, and hope your new little guy is healthy, and can't wait to see him rolling some smoke with you by the fire. So, yeah, just had to put that out there. I can only imagine it's got to be a very bright light and an otherwise dimmed year of just constant back to back to back. So congratulations to you, Brother Horn. And you guys can go drop your congratulations too. Hit him over at his personal page or Horn Barbecue page or anything like that. Just be gracious. Got a little bit more news in that restaurant field. Our buddies over at Heritage, they are expanding. Business is booming, that they're literally going to raise a barn. They're doing a barn raise.
Heck yeah.
They're expanding out, and the new design is to resemble an old 1880s barn where they'll be able to have additional seating, operations, and smokers.
Nice.
So I love that. I just love, one, that the business is still around, two, that they're around growing and thriving to where they're needing to expand to meet customer demand. That's absolutely really dope. So shout out to the guys at Heritage. And you know what that means? In a couple of weeks, if not months, we'll be reporting saying Heritage is hiring. Because once that bad boy breaks ground and they're up and going, they're going to need to get some hands on there. So stay tuned. I'm sure it'll be coming. I do have a question for you, because this one threw me, and we're going to post the story too. I love water. I love fire. I love barbecue.
Sure.
I get down with my get down. But sometimes mixing all those elements can be a little precarious, just depending on how you're going about it.
Yeah.
So I'm always surfing the webs for stuff, seeing what I can do. And lo and behold, have you ever heard of the barbecue donut?
The barbecue donut.
The barbecue donut. It is not anything you eat. So the name's fairly misleading.
I mean, now I'm just assuming it's some sort of tool.
One would think. The barbecue donut is
it DE? Because
yeah,
you're saying it like
it
D.
is D. Because I had the whole, say this for me, and then it said it very angrily. I was like, ooh, I'm going to take a little bit of oomph off of that. But the barbecue donut is available out of the Netherlands, and it is a inflatable donut with a grill in the middle.
Wait.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess at least if your fire gets away from you, it's pretty easy to put out. Just flip it over.
But I hope you're a strong swimmer if it goes out.
What?
Yeah, the barbecue donut is a donut product that is based out of the Netherlands. That BBQ donut.
I'm looking at it right now.
It looks like a tubing float, like the giant, like an oversized tube with like a grill just dropped right in the center. And I have so many questions, because apparently people do this down on the rivers and they're just coasting. Like, there's a whole tour thing. The company, like I said, is based out of the Netherlands. They customize them. They do all these experiences. And they have a video where they have like 4 of them out on the open water being propelled, and people are cooking on it, and they're just like, look at me in this plastic with this raging fire. Like, I don't think that goes together, because there's so many things that have me concerned. Because one bad ember, there it goes. Like, how fire retardant is the plastic? How insulated is everything? Like, is there a cap on the temperature? Like, there's just a lot of questions as to if it was made out of wood or something or metal. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you just have this on a pontoon boat or something. All right.
Yeah.
It's a plastic lifesaver donut.
Yeah, it doesn't look like something that would, I mean, maybe they thought through. Maybe it's some sort of
I don't know,
rubber or plastic that's flame retardant or something like that.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope that, or whoever's on it, like, I'm sure you've got to sign a waiver. I'm sure you got to be a good swimmer, and you probably can't. But I want to say you can't take it out too deep. But as you saw, like, they're out in open waters with it, like, just going to town. So I thought that was interesting, but it made me think of, like, where's the next unique grilling experience, right? Like, they just had, what is it right now? The record has just been set for the most people in outer space at the same time right now. I think it's north of 19, that there are 19 plus people all over in orbit. So that record set, they're doing, the first, like, real civilian spacewalk, all these things. I'm like, man, could you do a barbecue in space? Is that the new frontier?
With a hot air balloon.
Yeah, I've seen the little dinner stuff. Like, is that the new frontier? Is that where we need to go with it? Where we're just barbecuing in outer space, like, just on that first tier? I don't know.
I mean, somebody has to be the first.
True. Like, yo, Musk, let's get a little rig together, right? Let's tow it up.
I know you've been looking into space.
I know you got SpaceX because it's SpaceX where they're doing that commercial stuff, and I think the way to really get it done is to bid Bezos and Musk against each other. Well, Bezos says he's down to front some tomahawks as we go out of space. Like, what are you going to do?
What do you feel like doing?
Yeah, he said.
Do you want to be second?
You want to be second? No, you better put a brisket out there. The first brisket smoked in space. Like, you got to start doing that type of level of ridiculous things, because after you see a plastic donut with a fire,
there's no oxygen up there. So, like, what are you going to do? How are you going to feed a fire?
Yeah,
How are you going to heat it up? Are you just going to use heat at that point? Do you need smoke? How are you going to
there's
questions?
Things.
I got questions now.
This is what I'm talking about. Guys, stop trying to get us to Pluto and Mars. How do we get a barbecue grill? Like, I need a reverse flow.
How are we going to run a smoker in space?
I need a 250 reverse flow, insulated off a firebox, running in space right now. Like, let's work on that. How are we doing this? What's the setup like? That's what I would love to see, right? That would be the like how much heat does a rock from Mars hold? Like, or can we make what can we go out there? Like, everyone's going for explore. What can we get out there ingredients wise, material wise, to build something that's different for funsies? Why not? I'm just saying, if anyone has a connect at NASA, holla at your boy.
I'm just looking at a rocket.
We're trying to make some things. We're trying to make some things happen here. Other bit of news. We gotta touch on this because there was a lot of like, well, he didn't say that, or this list is bullshit, or blah blah blah. It's like, whoa, I didn't make the list. Relax, my guy. Just
putting it back out there.
I just read the news. Yeah. It had nothing to do with me. But the barbecue snob himself, Mr. Daniel Vaughn, jumped on Kevin's Barbecue podcast to clear up a few things about the list that he had put out. Because there were some originators on there that weren't mentioned on that top 10, so people felt that he was snubbing them, and this is like, no. It's sort of one of those, it goes without saying type of things, but in this case, they wanted him to say it. So, when they were talking about originators, he's talking about, our guy, Brian and Rob over at Owens and Hall, they got 3 on the top 10, and they're like, well, what about Foxburgers? What about this? Like, wait. Foxburgers is originated. They've been in there since 2004, 2007 or something. They did theirs. It goes without saying. So he's got a whole episode where he clears all that up. We'll link back to it. But that's like, who's the greatest? We got LeBron, Steph. What about Jordan? Goes without saying. You know what I mean?
It's kind of been established.
Yeah. It's one of those type of things, but wanted to clarify that, and I think that's sort of the hang up with lists, right? It's subjective, one, and you've really got one amazing voice, Vaughn, out there doing it.
Yeah.
Two questions, like we still said, where would our guys place if the list was in Texas?
Yep.
And then 2, like, do we need more guys or gals out there creating more lists? Do we need more lists, or do we need more pallets to go out and contribute to the list? Because at some point, the mantle has to be passed, right?
Yeah.
So in this community that we're in, I can't really think of another prestigious voice as much as Vaughn. So where do we go from here? There's a lot of us smoke rollers and pyros out there, just countless. Throw a rock and hit one of us.
Do we need to start eating more barbecue?
I definitely know we don't need to keep cooking any more barbecue. I don't know. I think I think the more of us, the better.
Sure.
Right. And I would love, if you're listening, Vaughn, I'd love for Vaughn and I to go on a trip, but not in the States. Like, I know we're going to do the Texas thing, but what if we went to, like, Mexico or Colombia, or I don't know if I want to bring Vaughn or Medellin. Never mind, let's go safer. Go elsewhere.
South America can get a little dicey.
Little square. I got a Jamaican passport. I'm cool on the other side of the pillow. Let's ride. But what if he were to take that palette abroad and then see what's going on? Because the influence of what we do reaches everywhere. The cats from Palmera and Koi, shout out to both guys are crushing it.
Where in the world do you think has the biggest barbecue scene outside of America?
Ooh.
Because it seems like it's getting American-style barbecue is getting bigger
It is.
around the world.
Yeah.
People seem to be seeking it out.
Yeah, the Shirleys were shipping stuff to Dubai.
Yeah.
Mike and them, they've shipped some stuff internationally. What I was saying about Palmera and everybody, they were just over at Meatopia in the UK, in London. So I would think London, just because I'm seeing it more and more prominently. Like that style is happening more. But that's a really good question. I would be hard pressed to really find like a true Latin American area where it's so prominent there, because their style is so rich already. Yeah. It's like, yo, why mess with damn near perfection? You know, like I'm not, you know, you put a pulled pork on a torta, I'm down.
Give me a barbacoa taco.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So it's like, I don't know, but it would be really interesting. Like even in Africa, South Africa, they have braai, which is their version and word of barbecue open fire cooking. Yeah. And I think that's dope. I still to this day believe American Barbecue Showdown came from a show I saw years ago that was based in South Africa. Just my 2 cents, but what do I know? I just rub butts and start fires for a living. Yeah. But that'd be really interesting. That's a good question. Like, where outside the U.S. has a large barbecue, American-style barbecue presence? Yeah. Because I'm not going to say Texas style, because you see cats, and maybe that's what it needs, because Texas style seems to be, you know, spreading like the measles back in the day. Not saying it's a negative thing.
There's no vaccine.
There's no vaccine. There's nothing you can do about it. But that'd be very interesting, right, to see like a Carolina style. And that's what I was so proud of the guys, Palmera and Koi. They went over, hey, what's up, Howard? And they did hog. So everyone's running briskets, doing brisket, but no one's doing hog really in the same continuous level as everyone else. And when you, depending on the size and how you think of it, right, you're likely to get higher margins, without a doubt, greater yield if you dropped your briskets and did whole hog. Yeah. You're going to be able to get a greater yield out of a 200-pound hog hanging weight than you would out of 200 pounds of brisket on trimmed weight. Yeah. I'm just saying, and the cooking times, not that far off.
Really?
Not that far off for that many. 200 pounds of briskets, 200-pound hog, not that far off. Yeah. There's the extra step in regards to the hog. What do you want, Corey?
I was going to say, is he trying to air?
He is. In the extra weight of the hog, but the extra step as far as burning down the coals so then get your embers to then do it, but I don't know why not. Amber, can we do a mashup where you work out while you're barbecuing? I think Action Bronson actually did that for Fuck That's Delicious. He had that episode where they got a workout in, or they went eating and whatever they ate, they had to go work off. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so he did where they went and got...
Dude, I'd be taking 3 bites of everything.
Yeah, he's like, how many calories did we take? All right, now we got to go work off that amount in calories.
That's impossible.
I would have, you'd catch me on, I'd cheat the system. You're going to catch me on the Stairmaster. Stairmaster, the elliptical. That way I know I can burn through it. Yeah. I can burn through it. Don't treadmill. I'm not doing that. That's not. We're
Well,
not.
yeah, I mean, you can easily eat like 1,500 calories.
Yeah.
Like that's just one sitting. Not even like.
Yeah. Stairmaster, elliptical, or row machine. Those would be my 3 machines. That's like, all right, hey, you got to burn what you ate. That's what I'm going. I'm in it. Let's go. Nonstop, but that's just me. We're talking meat, red meat, and barbecue. Now I'm hungry. Hey, that's sort of, we aim to inform and fuel hunger. Why not? And speaking of fuels and weird switches, everyone's in this weird Stanley craze, right? Hunting for those Stanley cups.
Yeah.
And Yeti's like, cool, we're just going to make like new cups and new colors. Of course, it's football season, so NFL-inspired drinkware. And they're getting to the cast iron game, which for me is new for Yeti.
Like cooking ware.
Yeah. That's what I said.
I'm sure they're gonna sell 1 million of them.
I'm fairly certain they will move as well.
Like, let's be honest, Yeti's got a pretty decent product.
Yeah.
But far above that, they are far better at marketing than they are with making products.
Yeah. Yeti makes a great product, but they're better lifestyle marketers and brands than they are like, oh, we've got cold, drinkware items to like what?
Cold things cold and hot things hot. We've had thermoses for a very long time.
Yeah, so we know how that part works. And our stuff is expensive, it's bright, but you're going to love it. You're going to be back. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to tell us no? It's like,
You're right.
yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You got it.
I'll be back.
You got it. But they've got that going. So I just thought it was wild. Like, they've got a cast iron, a 10-inch, 8-inch, 12-inch cast iron skillets. Hey, thanks for stopping in and saying what's up.
8, 10, 12, okay.
Yeah, so they're going about it. They've got a great copper, great patina, but in true Yeti fashion, they have the Yeti price.
$400.
It's $200 for.
Yeah, you know, at least it's cheaper than their coolers.
Sort of, and here's why I say sort of. It is for a 10-inch skillet. It is $200, right?
A 10-inch.
A 10-inch skillet is $200.
What is like? Who
A
else?
12-inch is $250, and an 8-inch is $150.
What?
So
what does Lodge charge? Like
$50,
yeah.
if that. You can get,
I
you can get
need
a Lodge.
to know what is making these double the price, triple the price.
I'm pulling up right now. Never mind. I can go, right now on Lodge. I can get a 10-inch skillet for $20. So it's a 10x multiple
So,
for a skillet.
then what is Yeti claiming that theirs do that
I
is
don't
so
know.
much better?
For $200, it better come with a cooler.
It's actually what it's mailed in is just a cooler.
Someone said they season it with shark oil. For $200, I needed to be shark oil and unicorn tears. Like for $200, like that, like I need an angel feather is what you use to scrape everything off for $200.
I need to know it's handmade too.
Because you say for the price it's cheaper than their cooler, but in a way it's not, because volume wise, what you're able to put in that versus what you're able to put into one of their coolers, that's $200.
Fair.
Not a lot. And the cooler is going to keep that thing cold for a day and a half. This better stay hot forever. Like once it gets heat, it needs to hold it for infinity. Like I need this to run like the Olympic torch flame. Like it never goes out. Like it's just always there. I've got to carry it with gloves at all points in time. It is a everlasting fire hazard for $200 for it. $200 for a 10-inch. And then someone's like, if you just broke, just say that. I'm broke. I ain't got $200 to drop on this cast iron skillet. I'm a simple man. I wear black shirts and $12 jeans.
I'm looking on their website. They literally offer financing for the skillets for interest-free payments of $62.50.
If you need to finance your cookware and it's not commercial based, you've got some reevaluating to do. You've got to make a whole new batch of decisions in life. Like, does anyone remember layaway? Like,
oh man,
if you've got to put your cast iron skillet on, that's like going to the Kroger and like, hey, I know you got that 5-bone roast. All right. I got 20 on me. Let me get 1 bone. I'm gonna come back.
I will buy the whole thing.
I'm gonna buy the whole thing
eventually.
Just piece it out for me. Just put the 5-bone on layaway. Put me on a payment plan. I'm gonna come back to you every week. Put something on the vig. What's the juice? What's the vig on it? 20%. Like, damn.
Okay.
All right. Well, I got to do it. Like layaway for cooking. We're $200 for cast iron. For $200, you better put out on the first date.
It's
you
not
do
even
something.
like saying that it's anything special. It says uniquely smooth and pre-seasoned. Okay.
This is
perfect for a live fire. Okay, cool.
I am not
designed
sold.
and made in the USA. I mean, maybe that's where it's just getting.
Maybe okay.
Maybe if it's made in the US, you've got like craftsmen making it.
Maybe polished and pre-seasoned. Well, they're all polished and pre-seasoned, so that's not really like. People are asking, does the pan come? No, people are asking, why is it $200? That's what people are asking. Someone asked, where do I get $12 jeans? I've had these for, like, I buy stuff in bulk. First off, y'all need to go stop being all high and mighty and go to Costco, right, and get you some jeans. And I personally get the toughest jeans I can find. I mean, those things look like cardboard when I pick them up. They put them extra starch because as I wear them out, they loosen up. And I'm around fire 90% of the time. Embers fly, and sometimes I may not always have my apron on. So all it takes is one ember. There it is. Like, oh, well, there's a little hole in there, a little ventilation. Keep it pushing. There's no room for fancy apparel in this line of work. Just saying.
I mean, you can. It's just not going to last long.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You wearing white to a barbecue event? Psh, God bless you. You brush up against anything. You dap up anybody. You're dirty.
Yeah. Hey, man, what's up? Oh,
sorry about that. Because people are like, oh, why do you always wear the same things? Like, have you seen what I do? Yeah. Like, I can buy this stuff in bulk easy. I don't have to worry about it. I sweat like a pig. Charcoal and grease doesn't show
Didn't
on
even
black.
buy T-shirts to sell them. Just bought them for yourself.
Just bought them for me. That's why I order them. Ain't got to worry about it. Just wear this. Like, that's the big thing. Like, people, I had someone ask me, like a couple weeks ago, they're like, yeah, I got this, I got to go put on an event. I'm doing this. Like, I just know what to wear to it. What do you know? How do you pick what to wear to events? Like, well, I usually pick something with my name on it and something that I wouldn't care if I get greased, oil, and sweat in, because you do this long enough, you just eventually end up cycling these shirts out. Like, no amount of soap is going to get this out. It's just there.
No, I mean, I feel like every event we go to, I'm not even the one cooking. It's just like 3 outfits that it doesn't matter what happens to them.
Yeah.
Probably 2 extra T-shirts just to wear at night, because you're not wearing what you wore
all
during the day.
No, because you're done. I do have outfit changes, just people can't tell.
Yeah.
Someone asks, United Barbecue, what's the secret to making good curry? I will tell you that, because actually what we're dropping tonight is a curry dish. The secret to making good curry is to let your curry bloom. And to those of you watching on the YouTubes, are like, what do you mean bloom? Do you plant it, water it, and talk to it nice? No, you can still talk to it nice. But blooming is when you let the heat in the curry do its thing, right? Let it heat up, let it release. A lot of people just want to dump curry and stir it and run. I'm like, no. No. Clear a little side, oil on the pan, put that oil in that curry in there, let it cook up, let it break down, then incorporate it. And get wild with your curry. You guys may not know this, but for dang near every color in the rainbow, there's a curry.
Oh, yeah.
For it. So you don't have to just do your standard yellow curry. You can do red, green, mix them, get some turmeric, some tandoori, get all that in there, play around with it. See what works for you, right? Curry's like jerk, right? It's not just one thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Putting it out there.
Play around with it. I love curry. Like, the dish is actually like a surf and turf curry, which is absolutely delicious. But, I don't know. That's just me. I like cooking. Let's see. Everyone I know in the barbecue industry used to just wear black shirts and cheap jeans. Yep, we do.
Still checks out.
Yeah, it's hard pressed to like catch me out at an event working without my black shirt, my black boots, and my blue jeans, because you just have to be ready to work.
Well, and you know that it will suit the elements and the atmosphere, and it's like it's one less thing to think about.
The last time I went to an event without my uniform, I immediately regretted it. It was
like, what did I do?
It was Auntie's backyard barbecue and get down, and her tickets are on sale. It's happening on my birthday this year, October 19th. We'll get that up there. You guys can. I flew back in to support because Pops and T, and then we're doing, I was like, all right, I got to go. I'm in Denver knocking stuff out. Flew back in, supported. I could see T was tired. His rig was getting away from him. I went over to go help the rig, and then I was like, yo, you just take a rest. I'll go jump the line for you, cut up. So I'm dressed like, oh, she's coming from Denver, like showcasing.
Yeah.
I'm in like my nice sweater, zip up, and everything. I got my nice dress suede boots on there. I'm cooling, man. I jump on that line. I got grease everywhere. I ruined my favorite sweater. I got charcoal and grease all up the sleeve. Can never wear that thing again. It's like, this is why I wear black T-shirts and cheap stuff, because that just happens. So can you like the inside?
What? Is it English that you were just...
So I don't understand. It says, why so you can like the inside of the rig? I don't know. Huh. So we'll get back to that. Amber asked, have you made Jamaican oxtail, and how do you like it? Well, I'm Jamaican, so would it be Jamaican oxtail, or would it just be oxtail?
Or is it Jamaican oxtail every time you make it?
Because it's made by a Jamaican?
Yeah.
It's like if you're in Brazil and you ask for nuts. Do you ask for Brazilian nuts, or you just ask for nuts? You're in Paris and you ask for French fries. You just ask for fries? Like, I don't know. Like, it's a Jamaican making oxtail. Isn't it just already Jamaican oxtail? I don't know. We can go down this linguistic loophole, but short answer, yes, I have, and I think they smash.
Maybe the word style should have been there, Jamaican style.
Maybe. Do you have any events coming up in Florida?
No.
Do I have any events coming up in Florida?
I mean, not that I can think of. Because it's usually Blue Angel stuff down there.
Yeah.
And none of that's happening. Well, not soon.
Yeah. I don't think so. No.
Maybe we should hit up the guys and just go cook.
Probably. Like, they'd love it. Oh, someone said, why wear light-colored and nice clothes look like the inside of it? Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Just we're black. We're black. Like, we're on set, black. Blackouts. But no, nothing coming up in Florida. But Sweet Melissa Cook saw season 3 from Barker Showdown. She has mentioned us all potentially getting together to do some stuff. She is actually, if you guys are listening, because it's not out online anywhere, she will be at Grill and Chill as well.
Oh, really?
So a little shameless plug before we land this plane here. Grill and Chill Fest tickets are still available. I believe VIP is almost sold out, so go grab you those tickets. The VIP brick gets you into the private pitmaster dinner, where it's a handcrafted, open-fired, multi-course menu created by Pops and myself, and it's a good time all around. Nice beverage, nice tunes by DJ Question Mark. And then Saturday's just, the open fun days. I'm thinking we might do a whole hog for the VIP dinner, like a nice jerk whole hog. Thinking that might be the move.
Are there any other maybe mites that you know of?
There's a lot of maybe mites.
Maybe you might have been talking about where we're getting meat from right before we recorded this podcast.
This is true. No, we've got the amazing people over at Good Ranchers have decided they are going to provide the proteins for the festival's delicacies. So we're going to have some good stuff, good quality stuff. And it's all meat that didn't have a passport. It's all here, all made, fully grown here in America. So it wasn't just caught here on a layover. So, shout out to Good Ranchers. Trying to work on if we can't get the attendees like a nice special meat box or something.
Oh yeah,
as well.
like
you know.
something to be mailed out later.
Yeah. Like, hey, you came here, good deal. Now there's a steak waiting for you when you get home, type of thing.
And I will say this is probably a good time to touch on the fact that like some people immediately see like this or barbecue events like this get announced, and you don't always know immediately what's going to happen or what's on the menu.
Yeah.
Some of that is you got to figure out where it's all coming from.
Yeah.
And what you can or can't get.
Yep.
Because we've run into it where we were pretty committed to doing something for an event.
Mm-hmm.
Comes time to be like, okay, cool. Well, you're not going to like go store it. It's all got to happen pretty close to the event.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to figure out what you can and can't do.
Exactly, because we want to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
As fresh as possible. Like, I don't want you tasting any freezer burn. I want to chill forever. And they're like, oh, that's how everything is. Like, it didn't used to be.
No.
Remember, the refrigerator isn't that old of an invention. So it's one of those things. I'm looking forward to it. And again, if you haven't already, head on over to grillandchillfest.com. At least go check it out. We've got some top-tier talent. We got Pitmaster Poppy, Gerald, a runner-up of Season 3. We've got Chuck's Flavor Train, just a huge personality and even bigger, bolder flavors. And that's saying a lot if you've ever hung around Chuck and know how he is. Sis, the amazing Erica B, Blue Smoke Blair is going to be running through like a chicken with her head cut off, talking to everybody, friendly to everybody, doing all the things, just annoying me, but nice to everyone. But she's going to be there as well.
Nice.
Auntie Delilah, a fight almost broke out over her mac and cheese. So if you ain't there to get it on VIP night, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rough spot. Of course, Pops and myself are there, and I'm very honored. I feel like this is like, those movies where it's like introducing this new talent that no one's seen in the movies before. Well, introducing to the lineup, the kid himself, Mr. Evan Witherspoon, he's going to be coming out. Still working on that mustache. We're going to get it right.
Hey, you know what? I at least appreciate his commitment to keeping it there.
Got you.
Because
I would have shaved it already.
No, that's what I'm saying. When I was his age, I tried it once, and I was like, oh, no.
That's just going to be his look.
I'm for it. And he's going to hit about 23, and then it's just going to turn like a Burt Reynolds, just like full on. You're like,
if he keeps that
man?
forever, I want that. If
Come
he keeps
on.
that forever, I'm like, good on you, kid. Made me proud.
You did this.
Made me proud.
You manifested this.
And let's knock out these last little points here. I do have to give a big shout out, a nice nod here. Where'd you go, brother? There's 2, actually. Well, there's 3. Ooh. Almost forgot about those. Well, let's hit it. First off, there's a Grill Fest sale, not to be confused with Grill and Chill Fest, and barbecue competition September 21st, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and that's hosted by our buddy Greg. He hosts Barbecue Central. It's an amazing podcast. You guys should go check it out. It's been, if I'm not mistaken, it is the longest running downloaded barbecue podcast. So shout out to Brother Greg. Oh, and this is big news for our sister in smoke, Christie Vanover. The BBQJackpot, which is a competition she's helped manifest, has just been stamped and gotten a state decree. So it is now officially a qualifying competition that if you win, it will help you qualify for the Jack, which is a huge comp. Yeah. So shout out to you on that, Christie. That's amazing. Like, people were making a change, man. Memphis in May wasn't always Memphis in May.
It's true.
That's they. When are we coming back to Compton? You got to ask Pops on that. I just show up. I just appear where I'm told. But I definitely believe Compton is definitely going to happen again. I don't think he's going to let it happen any other way.
No.
I need him to start bringing down oxtail prices. Hey, you and me both.
I mean, that's just meat prices in general.
Things I got to do for him is outrageous right now. To be perfectly honest, it is. Just, I hope y'all just, if you see the video, just like and subscribe and know I had to do what I had to do.
You know why I did it.
Can you go into a little bit more depth on getting heavy smoked without causing dirty smoke? Okay, why not? Greenwood is good for that. So if you want heavy smoke without dirty smoke, try a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 ratio, depending on how you build your rigs. If you do a 2-to-1, we're using 3 splits where you have 2 straight, 1 across. Or if you do a 3-to-1 where it's 2 and then 2 on top, make sure one of those splits is green. You're going to get a bit more smoke that way. And when I say green, I mean unseasoned wood that it's just been chopped and it's just slowly sitting there. But you always want to, at least have some bit of seasoned wood while you're cooking.
Yeah.
It just helps. It's just better flavor. 100% dried out cooking wood is might as well just be firewood at that point. Get a little bit of moisture in there. You don't have to do the whole soak thing. Sometimes you can just let it sit overnight. Let that morning dew in nature do its thing. Start off with some nice dried pieces of oak, because oak knocks out and puts out more BTUs and it's easier to catch. Then start adding in your seasoning and your flavor. Remember, the wood you use is just like salt for your dish. It is a seasoning. It is in the flavor element. So keep that in mind. It's not only your fuel source, but it is also a seasoning and flavor element. Just little points to think of.
If you had to choose one wood to smoke with for the rest of forever, what is it?
Hickory.
Yeah.
Because I can get down with hickory. And I think it's because all I had when I started for years and years and years and years was hickory. And this brings me to a segment that I used to do when we started, but I'm bringing it back. The Pitmaster Spotlight or the Brand Spotlight. This week's Spotlight is for Amazing _wood. AMAYSING_wood. It's a veteran. Thank you very much for your service, brother. Veteran run and owned. And he provides wood throughout the Hartley, Delaware area. Gentleman's name is Andrew Mays, and he's a wood provider who is a very integral part of our community. Oh, In Search of Yumminess. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. They had a write up on him. I came across him. I'm always looking for amazing talent, but he sources wood, and I know how hard that is. Yeah. He's a full wood provider. I've gotten stuck numerous times, and we'll roll out on this. If you're in this industry, if you're just starting and you're trying to make it through, especially right now where labor's higher than it was when I got in, proteins are higher than it was, supplies, steel, metal, everything's more expensive. You've got to find ways to mitigate your costs. Yeah. And one of the biggest ways I was able to do that was by sourcing my own wood. I've talked about it before, but I'll give you guys my tips for what I did. First, I'd go on Craigslist and Facebook every time it rained really hard. The next day, I'd go on Craigslist and Facebook and look for fell trees, storm trees, fallen trees, tree removal, and I would find all of those and I'd message every last one of them. I'd say, hey, do you happen to know what type of tree it is? Know what type of tree it is? Da-da-da. And a lot would say, yes, this is this. It's like, I'll come get it out the way for you. Have my axe, my chainsaw, and I would run nonstop, driving around, just loading up my truck, because me eliminating my cost by just putting in some sweat equity and time for wood allowed me to really increase my profits. And I feel like that's something a lot of people have to do and get creative right now. And it worked out, and it gave me a huge network of people too to work with. Like, sometimes I'd end up on a farm,
yeah,
and they're like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I do barbecue. Like, you cater? It's like, yeah. Oh, we got this event. We need this many heads. Can you do it for us? Sure. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So, in this world, in this time, I have utmost respect for Mr. Andrew Mays, not only for serving our country, but serving our pit masters with some quality wood. So if you are in the Hartley, Delaware area and you need some fuel to put on that rig, hit him up. It is amazing _wood, AMAYSING. So yeah, he's our brand spotlight. I dig it. Oh, and I guess I gotta tell the story that I said I'll tell at the end.
You know, there was something that you didn't hinted at the beginning of the episode. All
right. There is this, when you sign for television shows, when you sign to do certain projects, when you sign to do brand deals, there is a word in there called perpetuity, which means God shows up, it means forever after that day. You know?
It is a strong word.
It is
legally.
Perpetuity is the most dangerous word in contracts.
Yeah, you see that?
Get it taken out.
Understand what is around it and why it is there.
Yeah, get it taken out. And I say all this to say, documentary came out about these gentlemen who were telemarketers. And one guy was so good, it's actually called Telemarketers. That's a documentary you can catch on HBO. The guy didn't realize that this company was scamming people. He found out, he's like, we've got to stop it because they were doing it to old people. They're getting millions and millions of dollars. He spent years trying to take them down. And he used to be their top guy that would get people to pay. Well, halfway through the documentary, he gets a call, and he's mic'd up, and the call is him. And he's like, what? Because the guy's voice sounds so familiar, and his friend's like, what the hell is going on? And he gets on, he answers the call. They're like, who's this? He's like, can't remember his name. He's like, this is Jimmy. The guy's name's Jimmy. He's like, Jimmy, what guy was like, oh, we need this and this and get you. So the guy that answered the phone, it's his voice on the other end of the phone. What that company did, and we've all heard it whenever we've called in, this call may be recorded for training and whatever purposes down the line. They had recorded all of his calls, and since he was their best guy, they fed an AI all of his calls.
Wow.
And it sounded exactly like him to where he was freaked out. Like there's this whole scene, he's like, what the fuck, what's going on?
Yeah.
I say that because when you sign these contracts, you give that part of yourself away. And I joke with Carter all the time. I said, Carter, one day you're going to be at home and your grandkid's going to come up to you and be like, Papa, I saw you on TV. And you're going to see yourself. It's going to be a young virtual version of you, sounding like you from things you said and previous things that have been recorded. And when I saw that moment in the documentary, I was like, that's how it starts.
Yep. That is it.
That is how it starts. They got you in the voice. Now the second they're able to put that little physical body in there or something, that's how it starts. But I say all that to say, be careful, be mindful. Everyone's rushing to television. It's not the answer. If you think television is the answer, I ask this of you. Go look back at the winners of all of your favorite TV shows, cooking shows, all of it, and see what they are doing now, and see if being on television truly changed their life. Because I have people who have the ranches, the multiple restaurants, and like, oh, I want to be on TV. Why? And they give me some BS answer. Yeah. And I'm like, what do you want to be on TV? It's like, I just want the attention. It's like, didn't say that.
Yeah.
You already have the business. You have the land. You have your way out. Why would you go back in? Take it from a guy who took his way out.
Well, and like TV can be, like, not to knock it. Like, it's entertaining. We all consume it. We all enjoy it. And if you're on it, and I mean, it can be a lot of momentum for whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
But also too, like, it's totally fine if you're like, no, I want to be on TV because I want some attention or I want to be famous. Like,
yeah,
do it then.
Yeah, it's fine, and I think that's my big thing is I will never stop anyone.
Yeah.
I just want them to understand what they're giving up and what they're signing up for, because it's not always going to be a balanced diet. Really, you're wanting to get into this thing because you see how it looks from one aspect, but you're never in it. I had to deal with a network trying to belittle me and make me think I was crazy. That, no, we gave you this opportunity and you should be honored and you don't need the credit. Like when I was designing stuff for season 2, I was like, and then it took me a second because I was like, wait, I was literally on the beach in Aruba with my feet in the sand, minding my own business. You guys came and bothered me. Yeah. I didn't come asking for anything. I was out of it. And then you wanted to make it seem like I was asking for all these favors. I was like, no. And then you didn't want to credit me for the work and forget me, but because of what you did, it burned a bridge with an amazing company and group of guys that I cared about. And now, because they just think I'm just another Hollywood guy, I'm like, bro, if you only knew, that's not so far removed. Yeah. So I tell people, be careful and be mindful and make sure you understand how deep the waters go. Because if you did, you wouldn't even put your big toe in there. Yeah. So that's my soapbox. That's our episode. And that has been This Week in Barbecue, the barbecue-focused podcast that brings you hot takes and even hotter recipes. I am your host, Rashid Phillips, and still with me, Mr.
Lee Garman. Still with you.
So, I know, right? And those of you listening, if you have not already, tell a friend and tell two friends. Head on over to Grill and Chill Fest, grab you a VIP ticket, and be good to one another. We'll see you next time.